So I've just flattened off the wrong seam. I should have just cut this tray down the middle because I need an upstand on one side, and then I can use the other side for the upstand on the other side of the porch roof. So just kind of wasted a load of time and effort, and I'm going to have to put it back together again. Annoying, but that's just minor. I've finished off the detailing round the front of the flat roof portion today. I've just made so many mistakes and it's been so awkward. I've got a really low piece of roof. It's such a tight place. It's impossible to get there in with the crimping tools and the hammer and all this sort of stuff. So my crimps and the basically the coating, the paint coating on the steel has just been scraped off in so many places. It looks really bad, and I'm not very happy with it, but nobody's going to see it. So if we look over here, if you look right up there, you can kind of see where my verge piece is. Now, I do need to adjust that because actually at the moment it looks really bad and wonky, and it shouldn't be wonky. It should actually be straight and flush. But that's just an example. Actually, let me climb up. You can probably see how narrow or a small bit of gap and space I've got up here to do all of my seams. And then of course this will pull down and be straight and true when I get up there. Yeah, I'm not very happy with it. The other side's even worse because I've got an external corner and I cut it all wrong on the big long tray that goes along the roof. So this is a 4.8 meter long tray, and so when I was trying to fold it with the little piece that goes on the other side of the external corner, the finish was terrible. So I didn't really have a choice. Either take up that tray, which was a nightmare because I'd have to basically undo all of my metal cladding, and oh god, just a nightmare, the even thought of beginning to take that apart. So I fashioned up a kind of mini little fold that went over the bit that didn't look very tidy and so on. It still looks a bit messy, but again, it's watertight and nobody's going to see it, so I'm just going to have to accept that as a mistake. And this, I think, is one of those moments where it kind of reflects how difficult things are when you're building on your own. You've got to chop and change, so you've got to shift gears all of the time from one thing to another. So when I was doing the curved roof and finishing that off, I was kind of in a rhythm with the folding, the process, all of the different components that got to go together. So it was almost becoming automatic and I wasn't missing anything. Given that I've now I've done the verge pieces when I did the cladding, timber cladding, but apart from that, I've been away from doing the steel roof. What's really hard then is kind of go into it as though I think I'm on top of it, and then I just make all these myriad of mistakes, like just down there now that you saw, which was me flattening off a seam or a fold in the tray, which I actually need. I'm like, oh, what a silly thing to do. And that's been the example there. And I found that time and time again. So, once I got my head into doing the cladding, it took like a day to do the whole wall. And then I did the corner really quickly and so on. And now I've just been doing some detailing. And in order to finish off the cladding round the rest of the front of the house, I have got to do the steel porch roof. And preparing for that has been a real headache. It has taken me so long because I'm constantly referring back to books, to drawings, to all of these sorts of things because I've forgotten what was going on. And that just makes it so inefficient, really. And it's something to be aware of if you are thinking about doing a build on your own, is how sometimes you're going to have to chop and change, or what you need to do is think ahead a little bit so you don't need to chop and change. What I should have done is done this metal roof while I was in the headspace of metal roofing, but I didn't because I'm moving scaffolding around. So I thought I'll finish the roof, then I'll do a bit of cladding, then I'll come round, I'll carry on with the cladding, do the roof, do the cladding. And actually it doesn't work that well. What I've also had in my head, which isn't particularly helpful for doing all of this building work, is the windows order. All of our windows are bespoke sizes. We've got angles and so on, and I was surprised. I'd selected a supplier for our windows, and anyway, that all went a bit wrong because their prices had gone up massively, and just thought, you know what, I'm not taking this. So I've been out tendering and getting quotes in for loads of different from loads of different suppliers for windows. So my head's full, and because of that, and because I'm not in a rhythm with doing the metal roofing, I just cocked it all up. But now I'm going to go and sort out my head with the porch roof and the fascia, and figure out the steps I need to do again, get my head into gear, and hopefully get that moving a bit better this time with less mistakes, because all of this is going to be very visible.